Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nathan. I don't have a schedule. I just post about the things that I'm thinking about. So if you want more videos like this, then subscribe and I'll see you through the rest of this video. But today I'm going to talk about why we need to stop trying so hard, especially when it comes to being performative and just wanting to look cool or wanting to fit into an aesthetic. I titled this video kind of vaguely. I left it open-ended, but that was on purpose because I wanted to draw you in. But specifically, I think that we need to stop trying so hard to be cool and instead focus our energy on other things. This seems like a cliche at this point, but we all know that everyone, including us, want to be someone else. Like, the grass is always greener on the other side, and no matter how good we have it, it seems like someone else has everything in life. But we're constantly marketed things with the promise that this product will turn us into someone different. Since 90% of the content that I consume, whether it's music, movies, podcasts, YouTube channels, since most of it comes from women, I notice this happening to women. Like, Kendall Jenner wore this plain white Hanes tank top. If you wore it too, you'd be just like her. From the outside looking in, as a man, it all sounds so stupid, but it's also effective. If it wasn't effective, advertisers and influencers wouldn't be using this tactic. But we don't live in a perfect world for advertisers. If we did, we'd all be passive consumers and buy whatever we're told to. However, right now, consumption is already the main way that we participate in trends. Remember the invisible box trend from the 2010s, or all of those TikTok dances from 2020? Trends that actually require talent still do exist, but they're outnumbered by mass-produced paperweights. We have Stanley Cups, we have Labubus, Trader Joe's tote bags, Dubai chocolate, matcha flavor, whatever, Rode phone cases, and unsafe fast fashion ski outfits. But I have a question for you that I've asked to myself. Would you rather look like someone who does something or be the person that does that thing? I remember in the late 2010s, people were writing articles about like athleisure because Lululemon was on the rise, and now we have Aloe, Fiore. It seems like every other week there's some new like expensive, overpriced athleisure brand that people want us to know about. And, people were kind of questioning. People are wearing leggings and like these workout tank tops everywhere, but like, are they actually working out? Like, do you want to just dress like this hobby, or do you want to be the person that actually does this hobby? An example I put in my notes is, are you actually going to read all of those books you buy from Barnes & Noble, or are you just there for the vibes? And I understand, bookshops are a vibe, but like, just go to the bookstore. You don't even have to buy books. With the new year of 2026, I've noticed people want to do like personal rebrands, which I think it's interesting that everyday people are starting to think about themselves as if they're a brand, as if they're a company, as if they're an influencer, when, we kind of are and we also kind of aren't. But what companies don't want us to know is that this self-rebrand or this self-improvement does not actually require us to buy anything, if much at all. The lie that buying the right things will make you the right person is like putting lipstick on a pig. You might fit in with the trend and you might even look good in the trend, but that doesn't matter if you're an asshole who doesn't self-reflect. Especially if you listen to these companies, the right person is just this homogenous, usually white, upper-class type of person that most people can't even aspire to be anyways. This then led me to think about how we put aesthetics over character. Like, after every major content creator gets exposed for sexual harassment, racism, horrible fascist political takes, why do we keep making the wrong person famous? And it's truly just because we put more value into aesthetics than actual character. And you could be like, oh, but there was Shane Dawson. Like, no one really said that he looked hot. I don't mean to be mean to Shane Dawson, but like, that's just a fact. Like, I never saw anyone saying he was hot, but he was very popular until he got kind of canceled. And I don't even mean that like, you necessarily even have to look good, but like, he had the aesthetics of a regular person, a relatable person, someone that doesn't do the things that he was exposed for doing. And this isn't really even a standard that we can apply to influencers. We can't know the true moral character about people that we just see on our screen, no matter if we watch the same people 12 hours a week. Actors, we at least know that they're playing a character on the screen. But with influencers, their whole appeal is that they're relatable in the right ways, but also aspirational in the right ways too. This also led me to think about how people have been using the phrase hate ages you to make fun of bigots that look chopped, like Kim Davis. But this emphasizes that whether you want to admit it or not, we use someone's attractiveness and someone's physical outward appeal as a moral signifier. I know that what I'm saying is a little all over the place, so let me get to the point. Stop trying to look like the person you want to be. Divert your energy to instead be the person you want to be. If you want to be a photographer, for example, you don't need the right backpack, the right laptop, and the right camera to start. Just begin with your phone while you save for a dedicated camera. Famous photographer wisdom tells us that the best camera you have is the one that you already have with you, which is usually your phone. I think this advice can be applied to many other hobbies too, though. You don't need fancy supplies or an expensive iPad, an expensive drawing tablet to be an artist. You don't need an expensive notebook or an aesthetic, clappy keyboard to write essays. And look, I'd be lying if I said that these extras don't make hobbies more enjoyable, because they do, but the extras are only warranted once you actually make a habit out of the hobbies. Like every new year, those activewear companies put out sales for workout stuff. And it's not that people don't actually start working out, sometimes they do, but also there's still those people that will buy the clothing expecting the sunk cost to motivate them to work out, when really it doesn't. If you already don't have the motivation, the right gear won't make a difference. Truthfully, the secret to being cool is that if you really want to be cool, don't want to be cool. Be cringe. Be free. Be passionate about what you care about. There's like that one person, gosh, I wish I knew who this was so I could give credit to her. But there's this woman who's carrying the sign that's like, I hate a neutral ass bitch, stand up for something hoe. That's what the sign, like, we all need to think like that. During this next section, I talk about Stockholm Syndrome, when what I really mean to talk about is imposter syndrome. So no matter how many times I say Stockholm Syndrome, just know that what I really mean to say is imposter syndrome. The last thing I wanted to touch on is Stockholm Syndrome, because I think a lot of people want to seem cool because they doubt their worthiness and their place of life. For example, like if you're getting an award, you may not feel that you deserve that award, even if you're the most qualified person for it. And here's something I've learned from reading nonfiction books by or about smart, successful people. It seems like the doubt that you're not worthy never seems to go away. It actually seems that the more that you achieve, the more you realize what you haven't achieved. Successful people are successful because they're never fully confident that they are successful enough. Another thing, the people that don't have Stockholm Syndrome are the people that actually need it the most. Over winter break, I read The Big Short by Michael Lewis. I loved the movie, then saw it was based on a book, so then I read the book too. And I can tell you right now that the wrong people think that they are incompetent. Take RFK Jr. as an example. He has no medical qualifications, yet he was appointed as Secretary of Health and Human Services. If RFK Jr. had Stockholm Syndrome, then he would have thought to himself, hey, maybe I'm not the right person for this role. But he took his appointment anyway. Those are my thoughts about wanting to be cool, people trying to be cool, people trying to buy the right thing to be cool. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I relied heavily on my notes here, but I also tried to just include some off-the-cuff commentary as well. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, consider subscribing, and watch my other videos. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.